Hi there, I'm Cyril. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Together with my brother Ty, we help people take their fitness and well-being further thanks to more enjoyable lifestyle adjustments. That means happy bodies, happier minds, and happier lives. If you'd like to learn more about what we do, you're very welcome to check out the links in the description below. Today, I'd like to share some of my experience about what's turned out to be at the core of accessing more enjoyment through our bodies, and I hope that you too can find it valuable and enjoyable. So if you're not fully satisfied with your experience of your body in terms of aesthetics, fitness, physical well-being, or body image, I'm willing to bet that what we'll share with you will offer you new opportunities to try and experience for a happier body, mind, and life. Let's get started. The way we look at it, as human beings, we get to experience our bodies along the following aspects. There's aesthetics, for which we tend to desire beauty, and there's function, both with the inner workings of our bodies for which we desire health, and their outer performance, for which we desire fitness. There's also how we feel in our bodies, for which we desire physical well-being, and all of these aspects result in a specific, personal, mental body image, the way we tend to think of our bodies and the relationship that we have with them. And that is again something that we are more or less happy with. And in our experience, when it comes to our bodies and to accessing beauty, fitness, health, physical well-being, and a body image that we're happy with, there's actually something at the core of it all, and that's digestion. This assertion may surprise you or not, but either way, here's our approach on that, and it's one that has changed our lives for the better. The way we see it, digestion is a process central to life as we experience it. It's central in its necessity. It provides us with energy so we can move around, and with matter for body composition so we actually have a body to move around. And it also ensures waste disposal. It's also central in terms of space and time. It's literally happening at the center or the core of our bodies, and it's happening all the time. At any given time, there is something being digested in my system. And yet, central as it is, this process of digestion seems to go overlooked by many. We will say that a great part of it does happen without us having to think about it, making it somewhat of an autonomous process. But in our experience, digestion, though autonomous to a degree, doesn't happen like that. Though it does seem pretty magical to us, unlike magic, it isn't absolute, instantaneous, or undifferentiated. It's not like I can eat instead of sleep, or digest rocks, or never drink water and still be okay. So our bodies do not have infinite plasticity, and there are some natural rules to digestion that we do not have control over. Speaking of natural rules and autonomous aspects, from a slightly more clinical point of view, we tend to think of digestion as a process that includes the following steps. Starting with our mouth, through mechanical action of our teeth chewing our food, and chemical action of our saliva. Down the esophagus and into the stomach, where gastric juice and stomach movement help dissolve and break down food to even tinier blocks. Then, through the small intestine, the interface where broken down nutrients go from our digestive system into our bloodstream, so they can be carried through our entire bodies and sustain us. Ending with the large intestine, where unused matter resolidifies and travels to then be evacuated around at least 24 hours after being ingested, and possibly more, depending on how easy evacuation ends up being. As for liquids, they are filtered through the kidneys and travel to the bladder before being evacuated. And personally, we also include in the idea of digestion the wider metabolic aspects of it through its synergetic connection with breathing and the extra transformations of nutrients happening in our liver and muscles, the constant regulation of our blood sugar, and even the evacuation of some amount of waste through skin and sweat. From this overall perspective of digestion as such a complex and pretty amazing process, it's not hard to imagine that different behaviors in how we use our bodies could actually have an impact on this process and make it either easier or harder. Well, in our experience, that's actually the case. There are behavioral aspects of our lives within our control that greatly influence the process of digestion, making it easier, more efficient, and more pleasant, or unfortunately, going in the opposite direction. There's of course eating, food, diet, whatever you want to call it, and using the bathroom too, which is associated with the waste management part of digestion. But there's also movement or physical activity, exercise and posture, there's breathing, there's sleep, and even showers, sex, massages, and how relaxed we are. And for all these aspects influencing the process of digestion, not all behaviors have the same results, depending on how we eat, how we move, how we sleep, how we breathe, and so on. So there are external factors physically influencing the efficiency of our digestion. And on top of these external factors, our bodies are also constantly aiming to optimize themselves according to how we use them through digestion and its resulting energy output, body composition, and waste management. Ty and I call this phenomenon our body's autonomous adaptation. All these factors influencing digestion mean that we can actually notice some very tangible and significant results from many of our lifestyle behaviors, anywhere from instantly to only 24, 48, or 72 hours. So which results are we talking about? Well, through the combination of the autonomous aspects of digestion, which we have no control over, and the behavioral aspects influencing it, which we have control over, such as eating, breathing, moving, etc., digestion ends up having many ramifications into our experience of our bodies, our minds, and our lives. With the efficiency of detoxing linked to digestion comes skin clarity. With the combination of the kinds of foods that we eat and our physical activity, digestion results in either burning or storing macronutrients, which means that it determines our levels of body fat and muscle mass. What we eat, how we breathe, sleep, and move all factor in how easy digestion ends up being, and the resulting energy levels, mind clarity, and serenity we end up experiencing. While a digestion made laborious can lead to tensions, aches, pains, mind fogginess, increased stress, unpleasant moods, and mood swings. These are some of the tangible connections between our behaviors, the autonomous digestion process, and the aesthetics, fitness, and well-being we end up experiencing with our bodies, which also result in a specific personal body image. In our experience, the fact that many of us aren't aware of such connections is due to what Ty and I call the numbing effect. This means that our perspective on what digestion does and can do is blurred, limited, and often reduced to the binary of can I poop or not. The way we see it, this numbing effect comes from three major factors. Number one, a certain cultural disregard for the process of digestion, with perspectives like I have this fat to muscle ratio because of my genetics, or it's normal to have headaches, mood swings are inevitable, or I have bad skin and that's just how it is, etc. Number two, the various stimulants one may resort to on a daily basis, coffee, painkillers, tobacco, or alcohol. And number three, the physiological numbness our bodies tend to develop from daily laborious digestion. Just as we can get used to a smell and stop smelling it after a while, our bodies tend to tone down sensations connected to digestion so that we aren't constantly in pain, or at least not acutely. The combination of these three factors contributes to keeping us in the dark when it comes to digestion, in a state of relative disconnection from our bodies and their possibilities. And many of us just don't realize that we could experience happier results with our bodies in aesthetics, fitness, and physical well-being with a lifestyle more digestion-friendly. So, all this means that as we pay attention and actively look for the connections between what we do, what we get with our bodies, and how we end up feeling, things open up in a pretty spectacular way. All it takes is a little mindfulness in our choices and behaviors as we acknowledge, make sense of, and improve what stands at the core of it, our digestion. So there you have it. In our experience, digestion is an essential and central part of life as we know it, both as it happens, which is at all times, and in its ramifications on many aspects of our bodies. Feeling good in our bodies, thanks to happier digestion, has really given us a sense of purpose and meaning in how we deal with life. It anchors and relaxes us, cleanses our focus, and satisfies us in a unique way like nothing else we've experienced. It makes everything feel easier and more enjoyable. And so that's what we want to share with you. How, through behaviors associated with diet, exercise, breathing, and a few others, and their unsuspected connections to this essential process of digestion, we now get to experience happy results with our bodies, our minds, and our lives that we didn't always know about. The way we see it, new results require trying new things, whether in how we think or what we do. So we really recommend experimenting with what you eat, how you bury yourself, how you move or exercise, and pay attention to the quickly emerging noticeable results connected to these behaviors. All while trying to keep in mind the ongoing process of digestion at the core of it all and happening within our bodies at all times. From experience, it does get easier the more we do it as we become more attuned to new sensations in our bodies and our minds. This makes choosing what options work best for ourselves easier as we experience the direct results from our behaviors. Now, don't worry, this is just an introduction. And of course, Ty and I talk about how we enjoy diet, exercise, and other behaviors, along with the happy results we get in even more details in the rest of our content as well. And you can check the links in the description below. But we always somehow connect these behaviors and results to this often overlooked process of digestion, which is why we wanted to start by fully acknowledging it and the happy results it can give us access to, as doing so has really changed our lives for the better, no doubt about it. So there you go. If, like us, you find what I shared with you today helpful and enjoyable, don't hesitate to like and share this video. And of course, feel free to share your thoughts and experience in the comments below. You're also welcome to check out our social media channels, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content on how we enjoy happy results with our bodies and our minds. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoy your day, and until next time, stay safe and stay happy. Bye!